Hello! We have reached that point in the year already where it is time for the mid-year freakout book tag. Mid-year book freakout tag. I don't know. It's in mid-year, there's freakout and there's tag, and it's about books. But we are not completely halfway through the year. It's June the 26th when I'm filming this, so I could do amazing things in 4 more days before the end of the month, but I'm gonna go ahead and film this video because there's pretty much no way that the answers to these questions are going to change very much in the next 4 days. The first one in particular. This tag has some original creators. This originated in like 2016, 2017, something. Now I'm gonna wave this pen at you. It originated way back when. I'm gonna link to the original creators down below. I will put the questions in the description box down below. Also, if you wanted to do this video, you could borrow those questions. But anyway, we are gonna go ahead and get started. So the first question is, what is the best book you've read so far in 2025? So that's really easy. It's really easy for me. It's Beautyland by Marie-Helene Bertino. There's nothing has come close. I don't know if anything will. This book was amazing. Amazing. Best book I've read in the past 5 years. I love this book. Might be the best book I've read in my whole life. I love it. It follows Adina, who is born at the same time like a space probe is sent out into space. And at some point in her very young childhood, she believes that she is actually an alien, but she is on Earth for the purpose of finding out information about humanity and what it means to be human, and like sending this information via fax machine to the extraterrestrial people who are observing humanity. And she does that throughout her life. She documents things, notices things, sends those things to the extraterrestrials. I'm really not selling it as well as it is, but her observations of humanity are the things that I loved about this. I mean, she goes through things at school, she goes through things as an older kid where, you know, the mean girls that she interacts with. She goes through things in college, she goes through things at work. It's like all of those different things that we've all experienced, and you don't ever think about those things at the time as being like human experiences. They're just your experiences. But the way that it is painted in this book as such a human community experience of these things, it was just really well written, and it made me feel like so close to other humans in a way that an introvert typically does not and does not want to. But anyway, I loved it. I loved it. Okay, the second question is the best sequel you've read. And listen, I don't really read series that much. I have a very few series ongoing, and most of them I started by thinking they were standalones and reading the first book and then realizing it's a series. So I don't really have a lot. The only sequel that I've read, where did I put it? I have read 2 of the Chronicles of Narnia books. I read The Magician's Nephew and The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which technically I think The Magician's Nephew comes first chronologically, so The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe would be the sequel, but I think publishing order would make it opposite that. But either way, I don't know if that really counts, and they were rereads. I just don't know, but literally that's the only sequel. That's the only portion of a series that I've read at all this year that I know of. If some of the standalones I've read turn into series, then that'll be for future me to deal with. The next one is a new release that you haven't read but you want to. We could be here all day listing those, but I have one in particular that's been nagging at me for a while, and that is Witchcraft for Wayward Girls by Grady Hendrix. This has been on my shelf for several months. Like, I bought it as a new release. I was really excited about it, and then I just haven't read it. I haven't read it. It's kind of thick, So maybe that's what's putting me off. And I also didn't see like a lot of great reviews for it. So I'm not sure what I'm going to think of it, but I do want to read it. And I wrote a few other things down. Oh, the new Riley Sager, it literally just came out. Like this week it came out, but I want to read it. I want to read it. And the Starving Saints book, I am getting that in my Aardvark box. It's on its way to me. I'm very excited to read that. I don't know why, but that premise just gets me. I really want to read that. All right, what is your most anticipated release for the second half of the year? Now for this one, I'm gonna have to pull up my Goodreads because I need to see what is coming out. I think the one that is probably foremost in everybody's mind, or is it at the forefront of everybody's mind, is Catabasis, or is that how you say it? I'm saying Catabasis. That's literally the only way I can say it. That is by R.F. Kuang, and it's coming out in August, isn't it? Yeah, 26th of August, this says. And this is like a boarding school in hell or something, or a college that's in hell. It's something like very Dante's Inferno-ish. I don't know. What I want this to be is like Babel. That's what I want. I think about Babel all the time. And I think about how that book was just so close to being like an all-time favorite book. And it was so close, and it just didn't quite get there for me. But I think about it all the time, how I'm like, oh man, I would love to go back into that story and it just be a little different, and I would love it so much. And I'm hoping that maybe this will be it. This will be what I wish Babel would have been, or the feeling I wish Babel would have had. I don't know, but I'm really excited about it because I do really enjoy R.F. Kuang's writing. But some weird stuff. I have some weird stuff on my Goodreads that's coming out. I have The Hounding. What is that? I wrote it down and I don't remember what it is. Oh yes, this is by Zenobi Purvis. It has lovely dogs on the cover. It's coming out in August. And it's like the village of people is like turning into dogs or something, or they believe they're turning into dogs, and there's a whole lot of other things. This is a pretty lengthy plot synopsis here, but I'm not gonna go through it. I don't need any more than that. Everybody thinks they're turning into dogs. Okay, that's fine with me. I'll read it. And then I have the Phoenix Pencil Company. This one comes out, or is it already out? Maybe it is already out. Oh, it came out on June 3rd. Okay, well, never mind. Put that on the new releases that I want to read. Haven't read yet, but I want to. This one, it's like something about this family having the power to like recreate what this pencil has written, or maybe like a series of pencils, or maybe it's any pencil, but they can like recreate what it has written. And I don't know what good that does anybody or what kind of plot that might make, but interesting premise. Then I have one that is coming out really soon. It says July the 1st, so really, really soon. Tenderly, I Am Devoured. This cover is beautiful. I picked this as going on my my TBR before I even read what it was about, because the cover is beautiful, the title is beautiful, like Tenderly I Am Devoured. What is it about? I don't know. I think this might be like a romantasy. It says though it's perfect for fans of Saltburn. So I don't know. It does say it's a monstrously gothic romantasy. A young woman must bind herself to a dangerous demon. Okay. It's too beautiful. Can't pass it up. I don't really like romantasy, but we will see. And then Sylvia Moreno Garcia has a new book coming out this year, later this year. I don't even know if I have it on my TBR. And Isabel Cañas has a new book coming out this year too. So oh yeah, there's Sylvia Moreno Garcia. It's July the 15th, and it's called The Bewitching. I don't need to know any more than that. Okay, what was my biggest disappointment of the year so far? And that, I hesitate to say. I think The Favorites is my least favorite book that I've read this year. and not necessarily the biggest disappointment because I didn't have super high hopes for the favorites, but also you can't not mention it in the biggest disappointment because I was super disappointed with that book. I really just thought that it could have easily been much better. Like maybe just make somebody likable. But anyway, I digress. I listened to the favorites on audio and I really did like the audiobook. I thought it was brilliantly done, but the story did not like it. Not at all, no. The biggest disappointment, which I guess would require me to have had like expectations that were really not met, and for that I will say Burnham Wood. And I hate to say that because I didn't end up hating it. Like I think I gave it 3 stars. It's just, it took me so long to read it. I got so bogged down and literally nothing happens for like 300 pages. Like nothing. It's just people thinking things and doing things, but they're not plot things. They're just things. And I did think the writing was really good. And I thought that the thoughts that they were having were exploring something I was interested in, and I liked where it was going, I guess philosophically or maybe politically. This book was very had a lot of political undertones, not necessarily telling you what to think, but like telling you to maybe think about the reasons why you think what you think politically. Boy, I am talking in circles. Anyway, Burnham Wood, I was looking forward to reading it for a couple of years, and then when I finally did, I was like, this is what everybody was going on and on about. I just think that I really like plot-driven books, and I don't think this one had much plot until the very end. And the very end, don't get me started on the very end. Anyway, if you've read the book, you know. But that's probably my biggest disappointment. The biggest surprise I've read so far this year, that's pretty easy. That is People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. This is one of those books that sat on my shelf for years and years because I don't like romance. How did I get this? I don't know. I ordered it from Book of the Month. Why? I don't know. I don't like romance. But everybody said Emily Henry is just the best. And I guess convinced myself at one point that I would like this, and I ordered it, and then I was like, there's no way. I don't like romance. Maybe I have some 5-star romances from like 10 years ago on my Goodreads somewhere. But really, I just typically just don't like it. And then I decided for some reason to pick this up. Yep, I gave it 5 stars. And I'll read from Emily Henry again. Maybe it jump-started a romance era for me, because if romance is like this now, okay, I'm on board. I'll read some more. I thought it was great. My favorite new author. Well, I guess I could easily just like say Emily Henry, or I could say Marie-Helene Bertino, because I already raved about those 2 books. And yeah, I definitely will be keeping my eye on those authors in the future, but just so I'm not completely redundant, I'm gonna say Emily St. John Mandel, because I read Station 11 this year, and that was the first thing I've read from that author, and I thought it was brilliant, and will read more. And then also, who else did I write down? Ling Ling Huang. I read Immaculate Conception like right after it came out, and I loved it. The writing, it was amazing. That was an amazing book. I have not read, what was the other one? Natural Beauty, the first book. Was that the debut? I'm not 100% on that, but Immaculate Conception is the only book I've read from Ling Ling Huang, but will read more, absolutely. My new fictional crush. Okay, well, I'm not really a fictional crush kind of person. I guess if I had to say someone, I could go with Poppy from People We Meet on Vacation, but that's silly because Poppy is straight and I'm straight, so why would I have a crush on her? I don't know. But I wouldn't have a crush on Alex, because I feel like in the dynamic between me and my partner Kenneth that I am definitely the Alex and he is definitely the Poppy. So maybe that's why I feel more affection towards her. I don't know, but obviously it would never work out between us. That's okay. My newest favorite character, which is probably where I should have said Poppy, but I had to give some kind of answer to the crush question. But if I'm not gonna say Poppy for a new favorite character, I could go with Adina from Beautyland, who I loved. Who else did I write down here? Oh, Marlo from Death at Morning House. I haven't really talked about that book at all in this video, but it is by Maureen Johnson. I read it way earlier this year, but I loved Marlo. I loved her. I really love everybody in the Stevie Bell universe that Maureen Johnson created, and now I'm loving everyone in this new Marlo Wexler universe. I hope we get a whole series with Marlo. Maybe we won't, but I don't know. I just like Maureen Johnson's characters entirely. A book that made you cry, well that's easy because Beautyland, I sobbed for a hot minute. A hot minute. I believe I have many of those minutes on film, but yeah, this one broke me a little bit. A book that made you happy. And this one I could say People We Meet on Vacation because I did find that one just like so much of the humor was so great in that one. But I could also say 3 Days in June by Ann Tyler. I had such a smile on my face at the end of that book, and I just like stayed, I was just grinning stupidly for like 10 minutes after I finished that book. I don't know what it was about it. It wasn't like a 5-star read or anything, but there was just something very sweet and fun about that book. So that's what I'll say. That one made me happy. The most beautiful book that I have purchased or been gifted this year, and unfortunately, the one I wanted to say was Starving Saints. The Aardvark special edition is, I think I already said in this video that it's on its way to me, but it hasn't arrived. So I don't actually, like I have paid for it, but I don't have it. So I don't know if I can count it for this particular one. So if I don't say that, then I'm gonna say Death of the Author. Has some pretty sprayed edges there, and then the inside, oh, it's so pretty. And then if you take the dust jacket off, it's a different cover. It's so pretty. I love these colors. It is gorgeous. Books I need to read before the end of the year. There's a lot of these, and I guess I don't need to read anything. I don't need to, but one I put on this list is The God of the Woods, which I'm trying to show you. The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. This was a book that was huge in 2024, and I have this Book of the Year version from Book of the Month. That is, the lighting not so good, but I have this. It has these pretty pink pages, and I feel like I need to read it. Like the hype on this book has come and gone because everyone has read it, and I want to be everyone. So I want to read this book before the end of the year, because if I don't, then everybody's just going to quit talking about it and I'm not going to be motivated to read it. I also, what else do I have? What else do I have on here? Oh, The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. I want to get this one read because I feel like I didn't see anyone that gave this 5 stars, and the hype was there and then it was gone, and then now I don't really have a lot of motivation to read this, and I know if I don't get it done soon that it's not going to happen at all. It's just going to be one of those that's on the shelf forevermore. Another one is the Stuart Turton, what is it called? The something about the end of the world. I don't even remember what it's called. The Last Murder at the End of the World. But I loved Stuart Turton's first 2 books, the Evelyn Hardcastle one, and then the other one that's on a boat that I can't remember, Devil in the Dark Water, is that what it's called? But I loved those, and I'm saving this next book of his for like a rainy day, for like a time when I need something that's good, and I don't think I should do that because there were very mixed reviews. But I really want to read it. I want to support the author because I think he's really talented, and I want to be ready and caught up whenever he comes out with something new. And then also I want to read The Will of the Many because I think of a sequel's coming out, and I just said I don't do series, but I think I might do this series. I want to read the first one and see if I like it well enough to continue, but I know that we are in big hype right now for The Will of the Many, and then we're going to switch hype to the sequel when it comes out, so I want to like be ready for that. But maybe it won't happen. I don't know. That was just kind of one of those I threw in there. Okay, so thank you for joining me for my mid-year freak out. I hope that you enjoyed listening to me ramble about the things that I have read and have not read. Let me know your answers to these questions down in the comments below. And if you wouldn't mind, please subscribe and stick around for more book talks from me. Maybe book chats from me. Book talks doesn't have a ring to it. Anyway, I'll let you guys go. Thanks for watching. Bye.